All right, hopefully everyone can hear me. A pleasant good morning to everyone. My name is Sean Coomansingh, and I was invited here by my good friend Micah, or you may know him as Mr. Lambert. So he told me that this is for the career day, and I apologize I can't be there in person, or rather not in person, but in the meeting as is occurring live to interact and ask questions. Unfortunately, something came up, and scheduling up here. So let me explain myself. So again, my name is Sean Coomansingh, and I've been a part of the whole technological industry for quite a long time. I attended the St. George University. That's why I met Micah. I attended St. George University from August 2018 to May 2022. So I've been in SGU for 4 years. I completed a bachelor's in IT, as well as this shirt. It stands for MISIT, which is Management Information Technology, no, Management Information Systems, Information Technology. So MISIT was or still is the IT organization of the part of the student body in SU, and I had the privilege of being the leader of MISIT for, I believe I was I can't remember what year exactly, but I was the president of MISIT for two semesters. I know that the president of MISIT 2 semesters, and during those times, I don't know if maybe anyone has seen my face before, or maybe Mike has introduced me to, yeah, has introduced myself to before. But during those times, I held a bunch of different seminars surrounding different technological issues, trying to showcase technological advancements in the community, always trying to, have reach out events, always trying to have seminars, always trying to educate, or trying to give back and interact. So I'm someone who is very, very passionate about IT in general. So you may be asking where I'm now, and I apologize I can't, speak to you live. Currently, I'm in Orlando, Florida, and I have been attending Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida, from uh, June 2022 to now. And I only came up here physically in October of 2022. So currently, the degree that I am pursuing is a master's in game design. So before, since it's speaking about careers and everything, I want to always instill little life lessons here and there. Before I went to SGU, I went to TMR, Community College, TMCC, to do natural sciences because in the beginning, I wanted to be a part of I wanted to be a veterinarian like my mother. So, however, doing natural sciences, I realized that it wasn't really clicking for me. Natural sciences wasn't really clicking for me. Things were more difficult for me to remember when it came to, biology and labs and drawing, all this stuff and remembering all these different things. It was pretty difficult for me at the time. I was trying something that at least genuinely I thought that that's what I had to do, but I guess that, that wasn't the case. So when it came time to graduate, and this was, I guess, in 2018 as well, 2017, 2018. Um, at the end of it, I was unable to graduate. To sum it up, I was short of three credits that during my audit, I guess maybe they messed it up, or maybe I didn't have 3 credits, or whatever the case may be. I wasn't able to get my associates in natural sciences. So at that point, I was at a bit of a not obviously a dead end, but a road of new possibilities, a junction, as you can say. I had many, or not many, but I had a few avenues to pursue, besides education. Either I try to, I don't know, join some military service, join the Navy, or, I don't know, join somewhere else, uh, join another academic track or something. But, I didn't know what I wanted to do at that point. So my mother told me, Sean, you love video games so much. And this is exactly what she said. You love video games so much, or you say you love video games so much. Why not go into something like video game design or video game development? And ever since she said that, that thought clicked in my head that maybe that I could possibly pursue something like that. However, since I didn't go to TAMCC for, doing an associate's in IT, I didn't have any prerequisites. So I was like, okay. She said she we looked it up, realized that the bachelor's degree in St. George University, SU, has a fundamental IT program that started, at pretty much a fundamental level, probably straight out of secondary school if you have that, have that knowledge, at least have that kind of the fundamentals of how IT works pretty much, are the basics I would say. If not, you probably still have gotten on quite well. So entering SG, doing bachelor's, taking it step by step, I realized like, whoa, this clicking for me. This clicked for me. I understand this. I'm passionate about it. That's so much like I was able to, do projects in my spare time. I was able to explain things so fluently, so with so much content, so with so much content, with like so much authority, I was able to explain myself and articulate my thoughts in such a great manner that I realized that maybe IT is what I was meant to do this whole time. So this like, giving a little moral, lessons and everything, that the career that you think you want may not be the career that you need, or may not be the career that your future needs, as I would say. So, in SU doing the bachelor's in IT, I realized that, I really enjoy IT, and, I have a passion for it. Everything came so easy and I really enjoyed it. And at the end of 2022, I graduated to George University with honors. I graduated with honors from SU. So what am I doing from that point? Could I have gotten a job? Yes. Could I pursue my education? Yes. Could I don't know, do something else? Yes. You know, at that point, obviously, I'm burnt out from 4 years worth of school. I said, you know what, I need to take a mental break. But the thing is, if you come out of school and then you take a mental break, it is sometimes often difficult to get back into the schooling system, because it is said that if you stay out of the schooling system for maybe more than 1 or 2 years, then if you try to re-enter, they'll put you back at like a fundamental level, because you kind of been out of the loop of academia and education and educational practices for quite a while. So in that case, I started looking at, what to do. Obviously, I said I wanted to do something in video game design development. I started researching video game design and development and where I can go, what schools offered maybe online courses out in Grenada and everything. What could I possibly do? So we ended up landing on Full Sail University, right? So you have my, see, I have, oh, why is the green blurred? You see, I have my ID here, right here, Sean Coomansingh. I have two IDs, one for lab monitor, one for the regular student, two lanyards. But pretty much, so we're looking at the options for Full Sail. If I had to come up here physically, I said, okay, if I come up here physically, I get like in-person experience, I could network, meet people, get a job easier and stuff like that. Because I was originally born up here. I was born in Maryland, and I am a US citizen. I've been living in Grenada my whole life. So pretty much what happened is that we looked around and realized that I could be something called a campus student on a flexible schedule, which means that for pretty much I will say this, for the master's degree, it is a 12-month degree, 12 months to complete an entire master's degree. That is crazy. But there's a caveat to that. In 12 months, you get a new course every single month, which means that an entire course's load is crammed into 4 weeks. So you have 4 weeks of assignments, lectures, exams, presentations, projects, all that stuff crammed into 4 weeks for a single class. Compared to if you do it a semester, semesters over the space of weeks, you have a bit more free time there. But that is something with Full Sail. It's an accelerated schedule, because they want to mimic how it is in the real gaming industry. So in the actual gaming industry, you complete like 40 or you have 40-hour work weeks, work on weekends. Sometimes we have a new project every month. So they kind of pound you into the ground to basically get you ready for the industry. 'Cause that's what, you're coming out of. So I would say that I didn't know how I would have made it in Full Sail, doing a master's especially, because I didn't do a bachelor's in IT. I didn't do a bachelor's in game design, I would say that. So what happened was I started online in June 2022, 12-month degrees. So started online. bit by bit. So after the first course was, not, it was like a general course. The next course, which was actually game design title course, that was when I had to do like, prototyping and like coming up with game design documentation and everything like that. So basically, from that entire period, I had to pretty much, play catch up. Reason being is that many of my classmates, they already done their bachelor's in game design, they're undergraduate in game design. So they already had those fundamentals and those foundations already set, which I didn't. So that was an issue for me because since I did my bachelor's in information technology, while yes, we learned some things in, advanced programming, introduction programming, which was just Java programming, we learned networking, web design, graphic design, some robotics, networking, computer information systems, human computer interaction, databases, all those stuff. None of those, or not as much of those, were really as applicable to the current degree. So, YouTube, forums, friends, some online. I didn't do online courses, but mainly YouTube. I had to pretty much teach myself how to use different programming software like Unity, Unreal. If anyone's familiar with the Unity programming software, Unreal Engine programming software, I pretty much had to learn all of those self-taught, self-teach myself all of those. So I want to get up to scratch with my other classmates. So I wouldn't fall behind, not only on an individual academic basis, but fall behind if we have any project or any group work together. So, coming along the line, slowly I'm getting better in, I'm getting better in, understanding code and everything. While yes, I'm at the end of my bachelor's, there's this course called Information Technology Project, which that's like your final thing, the final thing you do in your bachelor's, where you actually have to create something, pitch something and create it. And what I did back when I did my bachelor's was a guest tracker hospitality system, GTHC. So what it was an application I created whereby it would be useful in like hotels, resorts, guest houses, apartments, anything like that, where you would have to keep track of guests, guest log, you could log in guest information, you could log in rooms. That was for the guest tracker on the hospitality system. Those would be for people who work in the hospitality industry within hotel and accommodation industry, whereby they will have like a check, I had like create like a checklist whereby they were able to mark down what tasks they done for the day, so like replace linens, replace linens, bed sheets, replace toiletries, and they were actually able to mark down what rooms that they have already done. So what how I actually did it was that I was actually able to make it so that any room that has like a do not disturb sign, they would be able to revisit that room on like a future shift, as I would say. And I actually created that in Visual Studio, and that was C# programming. Uh, I never sold it or pitched it. I mean, I did pitch that. I sent out letters to like a bunch and surveys to get actual real input from different resorts in Grenada. I spoke to Cuyaba, spoke to Radisson, I spoke to Royalton, I spoke to I think I spoke to some apartment owners and guest houses and stuff like that. But I may just try to get their input on basically what type of software were they using at the time, so kind of do like a feasibility study to understand what is needed. So basically what I had to do was basically, everything. I had to learn everything. Trust me. Do not sleep on YouTube. YouTube is one of the best teachers they can possibly have. And it's free as well. YouTube is one of the best teachers. We have to, don't just use YouTube for entertainment. Don't just use YouTube for music. Don't just use YouTube for, trivial things. Use YouTube to actually help you in your future, to actually help you in your life. That is one of the best. YouTube and Google, search the internet all encompassing. It's one of the best resources, the most powerful resources that we have in this modern era, right? So make sure and use it. So pretty much, I'd had to, carrying on with the story, I had some understanding in C# programming, and that's what Unity is based on. Unity is based on C#. Unreal Engine is based on C++, and I had to get those done. So at least I had some understanding. So when it came to month 5 of my degree, in full sail, we have something called like capstone. And a capstone is something that you may not have to do in like your master's degree as well. Basically, a capstone is like working towards a final project. And the capstone in full sail that you have to either be on a T, you have to, you're supposed to use out of shadows, right? Basically, you get less hours. So mainly you're supposed to do 25 hours a week, um, 25 hours a week as a actual intern, but 25 hours a month as a shadow. Or is it 40 hours a month? I'm not sure. But basically, what we had to do is, I got brought onto a game that was called, what was that game called? It was called, I literally can't remember. I literally, the game is in my head, but I can't remember. If I could remember it, I would say what it is. But yeah, basically, I was on a project for a game, and that was my first kind of push into learning and self-teach myself. I had a drive and a passion for it. So obviously, me being on a team, I don't want to, I don't want to be weight. I don't want to be a burden to anyone. I'm someone who's always independent, someone who's always wanted to take initiative, someone who's always wanted to be a leader. I never want anyone to look down on me. I hate that. I hate when anyone looks down on me and makes my worth and makes myself, my own abilities feel invalid, right? So, I had to work and, through working on that game, if I could remember it, um, through through working on that game, pretty much, I had to. Hold on, let me see if it would pop up so I could remember the name of the game. Let me see. Where's it? Frida. That was the name of the game. Frida. But the whole game was Frida Cheetah. It was about this artist with name is Frida something, and she basically, it's like a psychological horror game. She used to paint, she used to fight with paints and fight monsters, all kind of crazy stuff. But I had to, I did lots of QA, which is quality assurance testing, something big in the industry and everything, so I pretty much had to, work as hard as I can to get up to scratch with that. So coming to Frida, unfortunately got terminated because the actual owners or the people who were like the leaders of Frida, they actually were working in the industry, had full-time jobs. So obviously they couldn't delegate tasks to us, they couldn't give us tasks. So, Frida ended up getting terminated. What I had to do was I had to think it was I made some good friends with a guy called Alex Blackburn, someone he was a fellow developer who helped me along the way working at Frida. He's like, why don't we pitch our own game? Or why don't you pitch your own game? So remember swirling back to that first game design class I took, which was in month two. I created a game called Empathy, and with Empathy, it was from an animation. I don't know if you probably saw it, an animation from someone called uh Kali Uno Ori I can't remember the name, but it's by Cal Arts. And if you go on YouTube and type in side effects Cal Arts 2018, I believe you should see it. Basically, the whole premise of the video is that basically you were able to draw negativity from people. So you could, through physical touch, you can draw, and the negativity is showcased as a manifestation of darkness. And you could draw negativity from people. So fast forwarding, I actually created a concept using that video. I created a concept of that, the game documentation, and I created that concept. And I've actually been the project lead of Empathy for pretty much my entire degree, because started in December, and pretty much using Empathy, especially as project lead and managing, narrate people who work in dialogue, other designers, artists, level designers. I had to manage everyone, producers, and producer side of things. Uh, I had to manage everyone, and especially I had to work on my own development skills. So pretty much, empathy was the catalyst for me learning and me self-teaching myself, basically. So fast forwarding now, um, just to where I am now. So currently it is 4 a.m. in the morning, June 27th, and on Friday, June 30th, I'll be graduating. I'll be done. I'm literally graduating on Friday. So Micah, this is thank you for allowing me to, be a part of the career day and everything, because like everything happens for a reason. Everything happens obviously with God. Everything happens, in its right timing. So I am graduating this Friday with a master's in game design, and then obviously I have to go into World of Work. So it's actually the perfect time to talk about it. And empathy is done. So currently we're working on post empathy. I was just having some issues posting to Steam. If anyone is familiar with Steam, there's also a really great site called itch.io, itch.io, that many of the other full sale students have already posted their games through that platform. There's also I think it's just mainly Steam and itch, maybe the Epic Game Store. But yeah, so currently we're working on push. The game is done. We're working on this publisher now. So when the game is done, I'll give Micah the go ahead, and we'll send you all the Steam link or the itch.io link so you can download and try the game. But no, so with all of that, that is basically where I am right now. And speaking about careers, Micah told me that there are some people who may be an audience who are interested in stuff like game design. It is not impossible. If you look at those triple A games, if you look at new crazy games that come out, like a new Spider-Man 2 game coming out by Insomniac, Call of Duty, Forza Horizon, all these games, they all start with the same fundamental thing. They all start from somewhere. They don't just magically pop up into this create this amazing spectacle. They have to pay $60 or $50 or how much you have to pay for it for, right? They all start somewhere, and that's where your career is. Your career must start somewhere in order for you to get up to that level that you see fit. So I would say that you know when it comes to being in the game, when it comes to being in the game industry, I'm currently working, sending out resumes on the whole. Sending out resumes, getting rejected, sending resumes, getting interviews, and resumes hopefully getting accepted. Doing all of this to get into the industry. And the industry has a pretty low barrier of entry. Once you have a good understanding of the game industry, good understanding of maybe programming knowledge, you don't have to always, go and just make games. You don't have to do that. You could break it down in a task. You could be a system designer, which is specifically creating systems and small things for the game, like creating like, what a system is, like creating like, let's think of a game. If you think of, I don't know, a fighting game, like I don't know, Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, a system in that would be maybe like the life counter. A system in that maybe like the timer. A system in that maybe like character movement be like animation artist, but like programming how like the buttons work and like what buttons do what. Those are systems. You have level designers, creating, just creating levels, creating worlds, creating environments. I love designer. Narrative dialogue. If you're great at story writing and great at English, great at literature, then you can be a story designer. If you want to be more on the artistic side, you could be an artist, you could be an animator. If you want to be more on the producer side, that's people who actually, work and like manage resources, time, manage people, manage tasks. Those are people who are more on the managerial side of the game industry. So and all of these can be, broken down into different levels: entry level, junior level, associate, senior, mid level, some senior level and such. All of these can be broken down into various tiers. So don't let the thought of anything in life feel uh intimidating. Don't ever let anything in life intimidate you. If I thought that, if I knew that I would have ended up where I was today, doing finishing actually a few days on Friday, finishing a master's in game design, and I went back in time. I told myself at time to see like, yo, time to see Sean, look at me now. We're actually graduating with a master's in game design. I wouldn't have believed myself. I would thought I was crazy because I'll be seeing myself without a mirror, a older version of myself. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much you have to think of it as your career is your story. At the end of the day, your career is your story. You will write your own career, you write your own future, you write your own life. Um, Never let anyone take you and put you into something you're uncomfortable. Never let someone treat you like if you're a puppet and make you move in various ways that you might not want to move. Your career, your passions, anything that you want to do, anything that you think that that's where you fit in, anything you have skills for, pursue it. No matter if you think it's small, no matter if you think it's trivial, no matter if you think it's something too far away in the future, pursue it. You know, Nothing starts without a blueprint. Nothing starts without a plan, you know. And as small as that plan may be, as temporary as that plan may be, it is still a plan. It is still a plan. Never ever self doubt yourself, never ever self doubt your abilities, and always believe in yourself. If you don't have a great support system, maybe family, friends, educators, if you may not have a good support system, like people who are feeding you positive, um, people who are feeding like people who are feeding you positivity and telling you keep going, keep encouraging. If you have people constantly downplaying you and speaking all these negative things and not letting you work on yourself or work on your abilities, you have to be your own greatest support system. Become your own support system. Become your own crutch. Become your own your own helper. You have to sometimes pick yourself up at times. Take initiative. Know what you want to do. Settle down for life. Because sometimes think of it like this. Sometimes if you don't move for life, life will not move for you. So that's what you gotta think of. But I know I've been talking for quite a long time. Hopefully I'm not taking up too much of anyone's time. I'll send Micah my details on like Discord, my email, and you'll be able to see the my progress. Also, my YouTube channel. I've been using my YouTube channel. This is also going to get uploaded to YouTube. I've been using my YouTube channel as my video portfolio. So I'm going to send Micah the link from my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see all of the work I've been documenting, all of the work that I've done in Full Sail. You'll be able to see everything that I've done from working on Frida to working on empathy, and you can actually see the progression in my transformation as a programmer and developer. You can actually see my transformation during using my YouTube as like a story. My YouTube channel has basically been telling a story I'm using as a portfolio to tell my story at Full Sail and my story of being an aspiring person in the game industry. So, how do I end this? As I would say, for a creative, for anyone interested in the tech industry, anyone interested in the game industry, you know, nothing is impossible. There's nothing in life that is impossible. Anything you see, anything you want to create, anything you envision, it can be done. There's nothing in life that is out of your grasp. Everything is in your grasp, right? All of us have the same 24 hours. All of us have the same air to breathe. All of us have the same water to drink. It is not impossible for you to accomplish anything that you set yourself to accomplish in life. If you want to accomplish something, you make a plan, you set the goals. Once you set the goals, you break down those goals into smaller goals. You break down those goals into small goals, break down those goals into small goals. You keep breaking it down until they become attainable. So you basically, think of a ladder. If you have a ladder that, 60 foot, 20 foot, 5 foot, however long, a huge ladder that has only 4 steps, and every step is so far apart. You have to really reach and grab it and bring it out. It's going to be difficult, right? And if you take that same ladder and break down those steps into maybe two or three more, they're easier because they're more attainable. You're still making progress. Sure, they might be slow and might be more steady, but they're definite. You still make slow but sure. You're still making progress. So you're taking your time, making and making that progress. So think of it like that. Nothing in life is impossible. Set your goals, set them, make them attainable, and never doubt yourself. Always be your best motivator. Always be your best encouragement. Always bring your faith to God. If you're feeling down, you know if you're feeling down, just remember that God always got a plan for you. If you're feeling down, just remember that if you're ever feeling down at any point in your life, look at how you were in the past. Look at where you are now and where you were in the past, and see how far you've come. And look at how far. Look at your future. See how far left you have to go. So always keep tracking along that journey. Because if you don't look back, you'll think that you're not making any progress. But in reality, you've made some ginormous steps that I am. Even though I don't know you personally, I am proud of you for making those steps, and everyone around you is proud of you for also making those steps. So, again, Micah, Mr. Lambert, thank you so much for having me in the career day, speaking about the tech industry. Hope I didn't ramble on for too long, and I kind of stayed on topic when it comes to technology and speak more to gaming and everything. I get so passionate and get so worked up that sometimes my mouth has no off button. When it comes to being enthusiastic, since I was the president of Miss It, everyone used to say I always brought this energy and, always brought this kind of happiness and positivity. And I guess I still got it. It's not just a shirt, it's who wears it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so I hope everyone has a blessed and fantastic day. Hope I didn't take up too much of your time. I'm going to give Micah all of my contact information, my Discord, email. If you want to reach out to me, have any questions about Full Sail, have any questions about the game industry, have any questions about the tech industry, anything you want to talk to me about, just let me know. And yeah, have a blessed day, everyone. It's been amazing being here. It's been amazing talking to people again. Talking to people, who's, interested in, the tech space and the gaming space. So have a blessed day, everyone. It's been real. Sean Coomansingh out. See y'all later.